We have side scroller. Okay, now let me show you this guy. Oh no, a projectile. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Oh, it bugged. Why did it bug? There we go. And we made it to the end. Yay! Okay, let me... The way I'm walking through walls is because I'm holding down the control button, because I'm in debug mode. If you're curious. It's not, I can't just like walk through the wall right here. Anyways, let me show you what happens when I get hit. No, it goes behind. I need to do this one. Oh no, I'm getting hit. And it's doing damage. See, my health currently is 524. I get hit again. 514, right? Let me get hit by the other one. Oh, it knocks me back. This time it doesn't do any damage, it just knocks me backwards. Right? Let me show you a little bit how that works. The events to jump up and down are literally just below characters, action button, have them jump whatever distance you want. I turn direction fix on because I have them moving diagonally and they can turn funky directions if you don't. So not what I meant to hit. All of these are just the same. So I'm going to ignore it. Oh, that's not what I meant to hit. I'm going to ignore those for now. The stuff I just made appear on the screen are regions. They're accessed by the little R under the map editing mode. They are still visible when you switch back to event if you leave R active here, which is handy when you're coding stuff involving numbers. You'll see there are a lot of numbers on this screen. The first, let's start with the knockback. This is a looping event. But here I have the weight at the top and the bottom because sometimes you won't reach all the way to the bottom. If random two, actually I need to show you a different event first. Let me see. Okay, I need to show you these event first. Sorry, I was getting a little ahead of myself. So this is Pew Pew Hurt. That is the one that hurt and drained the character's HP. That's the top one here. I just have it. You can make the labels named whatever the heck you want. I just named it jump because you're jumping from the bottom to the top. And then I run my common event who, where, why, which I'll show you in a second. This is a common event you should have in your game, even if you're not doing a side scroller. It's very, very useful. It's always the first one I install whenever I'm doing any sort of project. Not install, implement. Then I set a variable event X to map X Q1. Same with map Y. Let me click into this and show. I have event X here. Then I go to game data, character. This shows you all of the events on the screen you are currently on. Even if I was in common event, it would only show me for the screen I'm currently on. Then region ID is actually accessed in a different spot. It's under get location info, which you can find under the third tab under map, which is get location info right there. Then I'm getting the region ID and it's designated by wherever this character is. Then it just keeps looping through that constantly. So it's constantly figuring out where on the map this event lies, right? The same thing with knockback, literally the exact same thing, just changing what that is. And then the who, where, why, is my first one, doing the same thing for the character. The map ID is the ID of the map that the character resides on. So if I just go here, the ID is 32 for this map. That's useful if you're having a teleporter event, or if you're teleporting the character away for a cutscene or something like that. This guy, okay. 856. If region ID event equals 8, and if region ID equals 8, this is for the player, then this is causing damage. because it's hurting you, because both you and this are standing on the number 8. Same with 5 and 6. That is one way you can do it. And if you have, for instance, like this one, this can hit me in a lot of different spaces. Using that many different events for that many different region IDs would be a pain in the butt. So there's another way. I did not have this. I did not show this the first time I did a side scroller like this. I think it was in my Epic Mickey one, actually. But here's the knockback. It is used, you can see, a little bit more of a dense event. However, it does not need any of the region IDs, so that makes it kind of worth it. So once again, we have the labels that we can jump to. If region ID equals 7, jump to label nope. So that means here, which there's these 2 events here I'll show you in a second. That's what resets these back to the beginning. Region ID equals 34. Nope. You go back here, because if this were to knock the player back here, it could knock them off of the screen, which it would break the game, so you don't want that to happen. So if player X equals the same as the X of this event, and if player Y equals the same as the Y of that event, it knocks the player back 2 steps, and it sends the event back to the beginning. So that's right here. The way you can check, see this is 28.9. Right, click this event right here. You'll see down here at the bottom, not what I wanted, it says 28 and 9. So that's what, see, it changes when I click different spots. That's how you can see natively the X and the Y. Then that ends. Next, it'll get location info, the region ID of the player. If it equals 32, which is, you see the air around here, right? Then this is after the knockback. So if they get knocked back into the air, which is 32, then it transfers them back to the beginning of the map. That's a personal choice. You could have it transfer them. You could have different numbers out here. For instance, you could have this be like 52, and it's like, oh, if it hits them on 52, then it transfers them back here, 32 here, so on and so forth, right? Very customizable. If label equals 33, that's down here, then if region labels, it jumps to that. Then it shows, it moves them right again, because you don't want them to land on this, so it just keeps moving them until they're on not region 33. So it just keeps looping through that, else it turns the transparencies off, and then it loops through it again. That is how to do it without having to do the thousands of regions. These, as I said, it's if region ID event equals 7, then it transfers it back here. This is region ID event 2 equals 7. It transfers them back here. And now I can dive into these individually. You'll notice that their move route is not saved in here. It actually occurs in here. You'll see that this repeat move left is here. I don't use this because this tends to want to run even when should be an event stopping it. So by doing it inside the contents instead of the autonomous movement, it makes it easier to control and stop it. The first, a random variable. This literally just is to give it some time, so it's not the same pattern over and over again. You can remove this and just put in a wait here if you want it to be repeating it the same pattern every single time. I just wanted to show this was an option. Then once random equals 1, it turns transparent off and starts moving left. And then you saw the 9s here. We jump to label if down here, which this is actually, it's higher than this one, but lower than this one. So it can't actually hit the player up here. So it moves behind it and reappears here once it no longer equals 9. So it moves it through that, and then it starts doing the repeating of the move left and just keeps moving on. It just can't hit the player right here. This one's a little less complicated. This one doesn't have the random. Random 2, 1 through 3. If random equals 1, transparent off. Move left and wait 1 frame. This one doesn't go behind anything, so it doesn't have all that extra stuff in it. But yeah, that's it for the side scroller. Here I get knocked back, but what if I stand here? I can't get knocked back because I'll hit that. It moves me forward until I'm back on the screen again. Which is a little buggy, but it stops any game-breaking bugs. Oh, back up. What the heck? Okay. Got it. See, I'm standing up here. It vanishes behind me, doesn't hit me because it goes behind that. But when I stand right here, ow, I get hurt. If I stand here, it knocks me over the edge. I get transported back to the beginning. You'll see it vanishes as soon as it hits the 7. And if I stand here in the 34, nothing happens, right? You could have it set so it still like flashes the screen and just doesn't knock you back or whatever. As I said, customizable. Yeah, that is it for my minigame for today. I hope this newer version helps you a little bit more. I've definitely condensed and gotten a little more concise with my eventing since I first started making videos. And if you guys have any questions, requests, need any help, leave it down in the comments below. And I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!